Yo. So, as promised, I'll be putting together a new computer, new PC. I have all the components over on my bed. I am doing this on carpet, which isn't a good idea because of just static electricity. Might get onto the components, but honestly, I think I'll be okay. I've done it plenty of times. It's not too big of a deal. But it is recommended that you put together a computer, or when you're just handling hardware components, do it on tile, just a surface that isn't prone to developing static energy. But anyways, yeah, I know there's plenty of videos online showing how to build a computer, but I'm just doing this for fun. It's not too difficult. I know there's a lot of people out there who are intimidated by it, which is why they go for pre-built computers that are already like put together. But honestly, just think of it as Lego. It's essentially what it is. It's like Lego, but for adults. Just as long as you know where each component goes into, connects to, it's a fairly straightforward process. The problem is there's some issues that you run into after the fact, after you put everything together. You often, like, I've had plenty of instances where I've had to troubleshoot why I wasn't getting a display on my computer. And, it would take me hours just to figure out what the problem was. Troubleshooting is very common with computers, that's for sure. I hate to heal. Good luck with the PC build. It's fun. Yeah, for sure. Good to see you, my man. Hope you have a great day. But anyways, let's get started. Let me try to clear up the surface here. So this is the motherboard. This is the essential component that connects everything aside from the power supply. And it's wrapped up in this anti-static bag. Take it off here. I've been meaning to do this for about a week now, but just never got to it since I've been a little busy with work and not too motivated, to be honest. But I'm glad that I'm finally doing this. So here it is. Yeah, it is recommended that you just start with the motherboard. There's some people who will put the motherboard in the case first. I wouldn't recommend that. Just start with all the components first and then worry about placing it in the case after. So here's the processor. Right here I have a Ryzen 1600 AF. It's not too common of a processor. It's a modified 1600. And it has around the same speed as a 2600. I'm not sure how much they sell for now. I remember I think I bought it for around $150 about a year ago. But yeah, it essentially acts like a 2600 in its clock speed. But yeah, you just line it up with the corners there. Place it sideways, like so, and just snap it into place, like that. And there you go. Now comes the memory. This is a XPG 3200 megahertz, 8 gigabyte. So this is 16 gigabytes in total. I'm trying to see how fast I can put this all together. Again, this isn't really a tutorial. I'm just doing this for fun. And hopefully I don't run into too many issues. Hopefully not. Just gotta line it up and snap it into place. And you hear both the ends click. That's how you know it's firmly snapped in. Go. Now we need the heatsink, so let me go get that. So here I have a Noctua cooler. This should be more than enough to efficiently cool this processor, CPU. You can use the stock cooler, but I always recommend to go with an aftermarket cooler just because it will last longer and provide better cooling. Just get my screwdriver here. Take these protective covers off. So, the good thing about this heatsink is you don't need a proprietary backplate. You don't need to install that. It just works with the AM4 bracket that's already provided, or backplate rather. So it's a fairly simple installation. Okay. Yes, now we need... Let's go see if I have it. Okay. You do need these, which is placed onto the ends here. These are usually provided with the heat sinks. This is what will hold the brackets into place. Just screw it in. So wait, do I have it the right way? I don't think I do. Yeah, it needs to be the other way, I think. Yeah. Yeah, putting together a PC, it can be, like I said, it can be intimidating. Once you do it enough times, it's fairly straightforward, but there's some issues you can run into after. Like, maybe, like, problems I've had is with the memory, with the RAM. Sometimes it's not compatible with the motherboard. I have to take it back, return it, and buy new RAM modules. Maybe the graphics card isn't working. There's quite a few issues I've run into. Or the processor isn't compatible with the motherboard because it doesn't have the newest BIOS installed. That's been the case for me sometimes. Anyways, so the brackets installed. Now we apply some thermal paste. I have this Arctic MX4 thermal paste. Now everyone has their preference. I just apply a tiny bit, a pea-sized amount of thermal compound. That should be enough. When it's under the heatsink, it expands with the heat, so that's why you don't want to put too much onto it, the processor. That should be enough. Okay. So make sure. Let's say it's like the fan off. All right. And just line it up, like so. There we go. And we'll screw it in. This also isn't the best motherboard I'm working with. It was fairly inexpensive. It's only like $80. I did read the reviews on it, and it does have decent VRMs overall, which is what you want to look for. VRMs are basically like the amount of temperature that a motherboard will take when cooling the processor or CPU. And it seems to be adequate for the most part. Having a fancy motherboard is really up to preference. Like all the RGB lighting and whatnot. But yeah, if you want like motherboards that are made for like overclocking, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money for that. Anyways, so we'll just install the fan onto the heatsink. Make sure when you're plugging it in, it should be labeled CPU fan. That's where you want to plug this cord into. But we'll just attach the fan onto the fins. Light up. Go. One side. And the other. There we go. Alright. Nice. It's connected. Alright. Well, I think that should be everything, except for the graphics card. The graphics card I will be putting into the computer is this, the GTX 970. It's a pretty old GPU. It's about 7-8 years old. I bought it last year because I wanted to play Halo Infinite on my computer, but the prices for graphics cards were through the roof. I couldn't find anything, so I bought this for like 200 or so, which I thought was a decent deal given the current market at the time. Thankfully, the prices have kind of leveled out for the most part, so it's not too bad. But yeah, it was pretty rough for a while. Anyways, let me get my case here. All right. And here I have, this is Cooler Master Micro ATX case. It's served me well in the past, so I'll be using it for this build. Again, I'm doing this on carpet. I don't recommend it. Hopefully, I won't damage the components. Alright. So, we want to make sure that there are some standoffs in the place, so it's not making contact with the metal. So that's bad. That means it'll short the motherboard, and that'll be dunzo. Yo, dude, I'm playing RE5 with a friend. I want to say, what up, new build? Exciting. Yeah, I'm putting together a new computer. It's been fairly straightforward for the most part. I always run into issues when I'm putting together a computer, but thankfully nothing bad has happened yet. So I'm glad you stopped by. How's RE5 going? I haven't played that game. I played RE4 but a few months ago. I didn't get too far into it though. Alright. It's your first time playing, lots of bugs. Yeah, I did hear about that. I remember hearing that there were quite a few bugs in the game. Glitches. So, when you're installing the motherboard, you want to first place this, what's called an I/O bracket. That's what's going to line up all of the ends here into place at the back. Again, I'm hoping this will all just work. It's going to be kind of embarrassing if I put this all together and it just doesn't work. Make sure it's really in the place there. Snap it in. So, yeah, okay, that should be good. Alright. That NHD15 for the CPU cooler? No, it is an Octo cooler, but it's not the DH15. It's the NH-U12S. That's what it's called. The NHD15 I think is a little bit more expensive than this one. But honestly, like, this should be enough. I think this was like $60, I think, from what I remember. I bought it a few weeks ago. I'm just gonna line it up, the cooler. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay. Nope. Gotta take a phone call. Sorry, it was just my work calling me. I guess they're really busy at the moment and need somebody to come in. I was like, I'll come in a little bit. Not right now. I'm a little tied up. All right. So I don't think I even put this through the I/O bracket. My bad. Yeah, sorry. Goes the other way. Okay. So there we go. Kind of irritating. Get that into place, but there we go. That should be good. Okay. Nice. Alright. So now let me make sure the motherboard is actually screwed in. So we'll need some screws. So let me go get that. Luckily I have a whole bag of them here. I got everybody calling me. And my dad needs me to help him. Okay. So, just trying to see here. I think, trying to see what the best screws to use are. I think these ones should work. Yeah. Find the standoff, and screw it into place. That's not the right one to use. Okay, let's use that one. Okay. There's one. I think there was another standoff up here somewhere. Yeah. It's kind of in an awkward spot right up against the heatsink. Luckily I have this long screwdriver, so it should be fine. Okay. Good. Alright. So we have the motherboard in place. Now let's install the graphics card. Take off the bracket on the side. Just want to make sure I take off the right one. Yeah, so this one. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. And there's the other. Good. Place that in. Make sure it snaps into place. Go. And take those same screws. Put them back in. Oops. There we go. All right. So I'll just be right back. So I need to go downstairs quickly. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we have all the essential components installed. Now it's just the power supply, which will power everything, and that's it. So let me go get it. You never want to cheap out on a power supply. That's why I got this one, the RM550X. It's 80 plus gold rated, which doesn't really mean much, but this is a high quality power supply. So, because if you go with a bad one, you never know, like it might damage your components, and you don't want to risk that. Okay. So it could be a little frustrating. I'd say before I do that though, let me just put into place these wires, connectors for the motherboard. So this one in. This will take a minute or two. The audio. This connector is gonna be a little finicky. Um, That's weird. Oh, right. Goes into that one. There. Mm, some motherboard connectors are kind of set up differently. No, the other ones I worked with. Where are these going to? Needless gold efficiency do be good. For sure. I mean, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but you definitely want to go with a high quality power supply. Never want to cheap out on it. It's the last computer component you want to cheap out on. Man, where is this going to? I think. Looks like I'll have to refer to the manual. Let's see here. Anything? Alright. JFP1. Okay. It's over here. So. Fortunately, these cords aren't long enough. These wires. Kind of a rough time connecting these, but try our best. Alright, that one. Plus, minus. Okay, doing good so far. Yeah, the power switch goes right over here. Okay. If I can pull this cord over. Doesn't seem like it though. Come on, get in there. God damn. Problem is that water's too short and stuck. If only I had prepared for this outcome. I always hated plugging these in. Okay, finally. I got it. There we go. Ooh, god damn. Okay. And then reset the switch. Yep. Okay. Last one. Wherever it is, right there. Ooh, finally. Get that installed. So plugging the computer fans as well. Actually, we'll worry about that later. Yeah. All right, let's go straight to the power supply, which I have over here. There it is. Okay. And there's another screw I was looking for. All right, let's just take off the back side of the computer case. All right, so put it into place. Some people like to place it up top, like facing up. I think it's better facing down, since computer cases usually have a little bit of an opening there at the bottom, so you're not like blowing air up into the case, it's ventilating it downward out of the case, which is better in my opinion. Let's wait a moment. Go. Let's get some screws. This one. Yeah, some exhausts are not there in some cases. Yeah, I would say like it's much better to install the power supply facing downward, so you're not blowing air into the case. Yeah, there we go. It's installed. Let's get the wires. First start off with main motherboard connector. Whatever that is. There we go. I'm not going to worry about sorting out the wires right now. Just to have everything all connected, make sure it's working. That's what I'm worried about. Alright, feed it through the bottom. It's a little bit of a tight space. Yeah, they call this the 24-pin connector. Wants to be difficult. Problem is that I can't really see either. Flashlight. You know what? I don't think I can connect this. Wait a minute. Wait. I think it's the wrong way. Yeah, it's the wrong way. My bad. Plugging in the wrong end. Okay, there we go. Now it should work. There we go. There's one. And two. I feed it up here. So. And. Snap it in. Good. Alright. Motherboard's connected. Now, we'll connect the CPU. And it's labeled around the side there. CPU. I'll find the 6 to 2 PCIe 4x4 CPU connector. Which, it's right there. Right. Up. It's actually gonna be kind of tricky since it's way over up there. Might. Might have to do this. Have to unscrew the standoff. So, okay. So I can just get this wire up behind the motherboard. So otherwise it won't be long enough to reach over. It's a little tricky. Trying to fit this in. This little thing blocking the way. Alright, and sure it's the right way. It's not. There we go. Alright, CPU is connected. Coming together smoothly for the most part. I always kind of have to be rough with it. The components sometimes. It's not always as seamless. But yeah, and for the most part it's coming together. And really just need to connect the graphics card and that'll be it. Here's the PCIe connector. Let's see. Make sure we have. Yeah, okay. Just making sure it's the correct one. This will both connect like that. Yeah, okay. It's under here. Plug it in. Like so. Oh, yeah, over here. I'm not worrying about tightening up the cables, just want everything connected and making sure it works properly. I can worry about making it look nice after. Hi, buddy. My dog ran into my room, checking out what I'm doing. There we go. Alright, and we'll feed it through here. And connect it. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think so. Hopefully. Should be. Yeah. I just don't have any hard drives connected, but I'm not worried about that right now. As long as I get a post, that's all that matters. All right. Well, yeah, GG. Let's hook up the monitor and see if this works. Just reposition my camera here. Okay. Okay. Let's unplug a few things. Go. There. Now this. All right. Now the main power cable. All right. And of course we need a display. So let's get an HDMI cable here. And then all right. Well, moment of truth. Some of my efforts didn't go to waste. 3, 2, 1. Anything? Seeing it light up. Wait. There we go. But it's giving me a message. Yeah, so it did post. AMD Ryzen 5 1600. Set 1 I'm going to set up. Okay. Fortunately, I do not have a keyboard on hand. So, well, the good thing is I have a display, so that's good. But just need a keyboard. Yeah, this one doesn't work. Problem is that I don't have any other spare keyboards on hand. Maybe this one. What's in here? Spotlight plates. Huh. Here we go. I found one. So, yeah, we're in the BIOS. Seems like everything's working properly. CPU temperature 30 degrees. Yeah. Let me just see if I can set the memory to. I don't need a mouse for that. But I think it should work if I set the memory to its correct speed, but other than that, yeah, it's working. So there you go. We have successfully put together the computer. There you go. And look at that. Done in just under an hour. So I'm very proud of that. It's my quickest time I've ever built a computer. Usually takes me quite a few hours. That's usually because I have to, make it look nice by tidying up the cables, and that takes a while. But yeah, there you go. Anyways, fortunately I have to go to work, but I'll try to stream later. Play some Dark Souls, maybe a little bit of Fortnite, and whatever else. And, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Another and 2 heal. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.